Welcome to News Today with WW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss, and this is my weird shirt. I'm joking. Here now is a weird shirt. Here now the news for January 22nd, 2020. We here at WWNT are pleased to present our second ever guide to the Epcot International Festival of the Arts. Now in its fourth year, the popular event has kicked off on January 17th and will go through February 24th. The Epcot International Festival of the Arts at Walt Disney World celebrates visual, culinary, and performing arts through a series of craft seminars, food booths, and nightly concerts. Our guide doesn't just offer menus and pretty photos of food. We rate every item and specialty drink in every booth, plus you can find full reviews of every single item at the festival on our website. Instagram-worthy pics of each dish may lean on the artistic, but we want to make sure you're fueling your creativity with the delicacies you deserve. We're trying to point out the good stuff is what I'm getting at. Our ratings and reviews will clue you in on what tastes as good as it looks and what's not worth your time and money. We're also happy to provide you with a handy-dandy cost calculator. With every item for the festival this year listed, our cost calculator will help you figure out how much money you need to bring to the event. Visit wwnt.art to download the free PDF guide and the festival, and you can use the festival calculator there as well. The remaining pieces of the former home of Club Cool, Fountain View, and Innoventions were removed at Epcot this week. The ongoing demolition work as part of the reimagining of Epcot has been one of the most visible signs of change around the park during the last few months. Where once stood a large building and more recently metal frame is now completely void of anything. The remaining framework is now laying on the ground inside the construction walled area. All that remains from the former building now is the wall of windows and automatic doors. I want someone to walk through that. The Odyssey at Epcot is returning to its restaurant roots with the soon-to-be expanded menu as well as new tables and chairs throughout the newly reimagined space. Since the start of the 2020 Festival of the Arts, many have noticed an increase in tables and chairs throughout the photo booth display areas. These tables and chairs are in place to accommodate the upcoming debut of expanded menu and the Epcot Experience, simply known as Eats at the Epcot Experience. Expanded menu will feature flatbreads, salads, chicken nuggets, and desserts. It's unknown when the new menu will be rolled out, but it is expected to debut alongside the Taste Track Burgers and Fries kiosk once the electric umbrella finally closes for remodeling and expansion to meet guest demand. Work on the Regal Eagle Smokehouse continues to press forward at Epcot. The future site of brews and barbecue in the park is inching ever closer to completion. From the front, we can see where the newly installed framing is being primed for painting. Installed last week, the window framing and facade is now ready for painting. Above the facade, more decorative railing is being added, and over near the main entrance, the metal frame is now in place for what will undoubtedly be the restaurant's Sam Eagle-themed marquee. The Walt Disney Imagineering and Disney Parks live entertainment teams recently passed a major milestone in the development of Harmonious, with the delivery of several floating platforms that will provide a base for the technology used to create the new nighttime show. There are 5 show barges in total, with 4 of them surrounding a central barge, each an actor within the show. Here's a look at one of the massive show barges being slowly hoisted into the backstage marina area. Harmonious will bring to World Showcase Lagoon an innovative toolkit of massive floating set pieces that house a variety of show effects, including custom-built LED panels, choreographed moving fountains, colorful lights, lasers, pyrotechnics, and more. Guests looking to use the monorail as transportation to Epcot early in the morning hours should be advised that due to construction, the monorail opening is now delayed until 10 a.m. on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Construction officially began earlier this week with signage in place this morning at the Transportation and Ticket Center. It's currently unknown what exact maintenance is being performed in the Epcot monorail beam. We have noticed a lot of them are being cleaned, which is great, be it electrical or merely aesthetic. We don't know what else is happening, but at least they're being cleaned. There's no current end date for this construction. Yesterday, Rise of the Resistance suffered its greatest opening delay to date at Hollywood Studios. With the scheduled park opening of 7 a.m., boarding groups were gone by 7:01, and the backup boarding groups were gone by 7:26. However, the morning passed without a single boarding group called into the attraction. At around 2:12 p.m., the first boarding groups of the day were called, groups 12 through 24. Despite the time zone difference, loading at Disneyland's version of the attraction was already boarding groups 12 through 32 at that time. The reason for the delay is still unknown. However, it is worth noting that Orlando was experiencing record low temperatures, which is often the cause of many mechanical malfunctions at some attractions, but it's unknown if that's really a problem here. The attraction has been experiencing more problems lately. We know that for sure. And it seems to be since the focus went to Disneyland that the Florida ride's not doing so well, so maybe it is that The Imagineers and those responsible for keeping the thing running in Florida have left and are not here currently, and that's why we're having a lot of problems. Today, they had a very delayed opening again, and it's been very slow boarding throughout the day. So something is definitely wrong with the Florida attraction. Hopefully they'll figure it out soon, but it's been a rough go the last couple days. The reusable bags at Hollywood Studios have received a bit of an update with the new park logo replacing the old. While the design has stayed the same on both sides of the bags now feature the park's new logo, which was unveiled during the park's 30th anniversary last year. The logo is featured prominently on two sides of the bag. Reusable bag pricing remains the same since the last price increase, with small bags costing $2, medium bags $2.50, and large bags $3. The Hollywood Brown Derby premiered 2 vegan plant-based options that are as hearty as they are tasty recently. The restaurant's winter menu features the usual classics like the Cobb salad, as well as recent additions like the heirloom tomato and buffalo mozzarella salad. The new seasonal soup is a vegan plant-based curried butternut squash soup, and over on the entrees you can have the usual filet, chicken, and fish dishes, but also now a plant-based chopped steak. I got to try both of these last night. You can read our full review at wdwnt.com. I am not a vegan or a vegetarian, but I think I have some very interesting thoughts on them you should check out. Citricos is set to undergo refurbishment at the Grand Floridian. The second-floor restaurant is set to become, last we heard, Victoria and Albert's Bistro, a slightly different dining concept that still retains the signature aspect of the restaurant. The refurbishment for the restaurant will take place in phases, and while the space will remain open throughout, the bar will close in February, and the menu will be modified while work takes place in the kitchen. Dining room renovations will begin sometime in May, with the project expected to be completed by summer 2020. While the next phase includes Citricos, we also know that the concierge-level lounge in the lobby building will be getting an overhaul imminently as well, likely followed by the Grand Floridian Cafe. All this, of course, follows the opening of the Enchanted Rose Lounge and Bar late last year. Disneyland has released a sneak peek of 3 more floats that will be making their debut at the new Magic Happens Parade, kicking off February 28th. Magic Happens celebrates moments of magic from Disney and Pixar stories. The Cinderella float highlights the magical moment when Cinderella's grand pumpkin is magically transformed around her into a glistening carriage, whisking her off to the ball. From the Sword and the Stone, how cool is this? Merlin wisely leads the way for young Arthur, who finds the magic within himself as he pulls the sword from the stone. No, he wasn't the person who pulled the sword from the stone in the park, but thus claiming his place upon the throne. And finally, last but not least, Tiana and Naveen from The Princess and the Frog are seen amidst a swirl of golden flowers where they share a kiss, completing their transformation back into humans. You can check out a sneak peek of the new Magic Happens Parade in the video on wdwnt.com. I am optimistic about this parade. I love parades. I'm excited. At the same time, these floats look small. They look like smaller units, so I'm a little concerned. We'll see what happens. King Arthur Carousel is the latest attraction to close for a months-long refurbishment at Disneyland, with construction walls and scaffolding already surrounding the attraction. The refurbishment is expected to last until May 21st, 2020, just as the summer season will get underway. The lights of the attraction are still on, and the attraction, of course, joins Snow White's Scary Adventures as the latest to undergo refurbishment at Disneyland, with both attractions anticipated to open on the same day. The recently opened Jesse's Critter Carousel is set to close for a brief refurb in late February 2020. Extent of the work has not been announced, but we wouldn't expect any major changes to the attraction since it just opened in April 2019. Jesse's Critter Carousel will be closed from February 24th through March 4th, reopening on March 5th. Man, the problems just continue for Pixar Pier, right? Maybe that's what happens when you go cheap on things. Speaking of going cheap, here's something that they're not going cheap on because it's not at a Disney park. It's at an OLC-operated park. Progress continues with the new Fantasyland expansion at Tokyo Disneyland. We're 2.5 months away from the grand opening. It's pretty exciting. There's not a whole lot new to see at Mini Style Studio, but it's looking great. Great facade. Really makes Toontown a more complete area. The construction is just about done, and most of the work outside appears to be just vegetation and other finishing touches at this point. Most of the exterior work on Maurice's house has been finished several months ago. Taking a peek over the planters reveals the installed safety and wait time signs, as well as uncovered fast pass machines. The scaffolds around the village shop are on their way down as well. And around the castle, the scaffolding hasn't budged much in the past few weeks. Most of the Beast Castle is now in the open for guests to see, and it looks beautiful, of course. The popcorn cart across from the entrance was installed this week. And from the Fantasyland side, a fairly significant amount of work is still ongoing around Tomorrowland Terrace and the Big Pop. That'll, of course, be the first ever popcorn store at a Disney park. The latter is one of the last structures still covered in scaffolding. On the side facing Tomorrowland, most of the pavement work appears to be done. Work is still ongoing, of course, on the Happy Ride with Baymax. Light testing is ongoing inside there. Also installed this week was the gift stand that will likely sell Baymax-related merchandise. If you want to take your own tour, video and photos, you can visit www.nt.com. We have a whole great big post there for you. If you follow any overseas merchandise accounts for the Disney parks, you've probably seen this adorable new Baby Simba popcorn bucket making the rounds. And thanks to the Hong Kong Main Street Gazette and at Hong Kong Disneyland Food, we have a closer look at this perfect new addition. Now you can hoist up your very own Baby Simba over Pride Rock. No climbing. With this new popcorn bucket, which features the Royal Lion Cub shrugging as he does when he's picked up by Rafiki in The Lion King. Even his little feet are scrunched up just like a kitten's, and just like in that famous scene. The bucket is currently available at Hong Kong Disneyland and comes with your choice of flavored popcorn. The Disney Parks branded strap leads us to believe that the bucket, and also because all Hong Kong buckets seem to end up in the U.S. parks, we are led to believe that this will be available soon at Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resort. Disney has not confirmed that, but every other Hong Kong bucket has come. So I would be shocked if they're not shared. Usually they even come out the same day. The Falcon bucket came out the same day. I was actually in Hong Kong that day, and I was like, oh, there it is. Anyway, for more information on these stories and more, head on over to WDWNT.com. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. I should go get out of this terrible shirt.